Hey, what's up you guys? ShartimusPrime here, doing another top 10 figures of 2015, none of which are these over here, which was very difficult to make a decision on what would make the top 10 list. As you may or may not know, we've gotten a lot of amazing figures this year. It was extremely difficult putting this list together and not including some of these figures in my top 10. For instance, Apollyon over there, I've been waiting for a Masterpiece Megatron, and that was part of the top 10 list. But because it broke on me in 3 different places, I had to take it off the list over there. So many companies did such a good job this year. DC Collectibles did a great job with the Batman. The animated series Batman is one that I've been looking forward to a long time. That was hard to take off the list. I love the DC Icons Flash over there. I loved the Batmobile. I did not include the TIE Fighter from Hasbro or the 1/12 scale Batmobile. I just didn't want to include vehicles because I just felt like it was just a little bit outside of the action figure realm, or else then why not include statues, right? So anyway, Hot Toys Thanos over there, an amazing figure. I absolutely love it. Just bumped off the list because I didn't like the face sculpt, and I felt like you're kind of paying too much for that base instead of more figure stuff, you know? I love the Superion over here. I think Diamond Select did a really good job this year. I love their Hulkbuster. The Hasbro Hulkbuster didn't make the list either. I think Marvel Select did a fantastic job on the Black Widow too. I think that's the best female figure I've ever seen from Marvel Select. NECA killed it this year as well. I love the Ultimate T800. The 18-inch Striker Eureka is another one that was hard to not include on the list. It was very sad to not include MP Tracks. No Masterpiece figures on my top 10 list, which is very strange because that is my favorite action figure line. And then I think PlayArt Sky did a fantastic job with the Venom over there. I really love that Venom figure a lot. I never reviewed that Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker. That should have been part of the list too. I really like that figure a lot, and I don't know if I mentioned the Sentinel re-edit. Iron Man, thanks to Pedro. So anyway, let's get to the top 10 action figures of 2015. The number 10 spot goes to NECA Toys with the Winged Otashi Deluxe figure from the Pacific Rim film. This is not the Winged Otashi, as you may have already figured out just by looking at it. The Winged Otashi is actually hanging from my ceiling in the dork room. I love that figure so much, man. I've been wanting a Winged Otashi figure since the moment I saw that kaiju in the film, and I didn't think it was ever going to get made. It was just something that I just didn't think was going to get produced, and it did, and I am so happy with it. I love walking into the dork room and seeing the Winged Otashi up there. Now the one that I have hanging from the ceiling has a combination of parts from this figure right here. As you can tell, this is the Winged Otashi tail. So being able to do that on top of it is just very cool. So I think NECA did a great job with that figure. I'm very confident in putting that in my top 10 list. At number 9, we have the Sideshow Collectibles 1/6 scale Deadpool. I really love this figure a lot, and the only reason why it makes it so far down the list, which was really difficult for me to do, to put it so low on this list because I really like this figure a lot, it's the amount of fiddling that you have to do with it. This belt has come off on me so many times, and then pouches just falling all over the place, where it kind of takes away from the fun of having the figure and being able to pose it around. But the sculpt on it, the way the fabric came out, I thought it was going to be way too baggy. I don't feel that way about it anymore. I really like the articulation. The accessories are amazing. This is a fantastic piece, and I'm glad to include it in my top 10. Number 8 goes to Daredevil. He made it very high on my list of favorite Marvel Legends of 2015. A bit lower on this list just because there's so many other action figures. I really love this figure. Posing it around has been a ton of fun. Again, these are not his batons. I took the ones from the Walgreens exclusive. And you may be thinking to yourself, whoa, a $20 figure outranked a $200 figure? Yes, just because I have not been able to find a display space for this guy because I've just been having so much fun posing it around, and I've taken so many pictures of this figure. I absolutely love it. Number 7 goes to True Force Collectibles Mega Man. Now we're getting into this different realm of action figure with these imports. True Force Collectibles, I think this is their debut figure, and I just think they nailed it. This is a spectacular piece just all the way through. You get die-cast parts, an amazing amount of articulation. You have the light-up blaster right over, or buster right over there. I mean, this thing is just great, and yes, it's called X, not Mega Man, so my bad about that. But a truly amazing figure. I just could not stop playing with it, and this one also stays in the bedroom where I can look at it every day before I go to sleep. And the number 6 spot goes to the Mezco Toys 1/12 scale Dark Knight Returns Batman. It was very difficult for me to put this figure this low on the list. I absolutely love this figure. Look at this. You can display the cape like that. just all the way sprawled out. Get those bendy wires in there. This is not my favorite style of Batman. I mean, I love Dark Knight Returns Batman. I think it's really cool, but just not up there as far as my Batman design choices. And if you ever wanted a combination of Marvel Legends and Hot Toys, bam, there you have it. And number 5 goes to the Marauders Bellerophon from Mecha Workshop. This is an incredible figure. There's so many things about it that I like. First off, just the aesthetics. I love the choice of the materials that they used here with all the deco. This color is really nice looking. I mean, you saw my review, right? If you didn't see my review, check out my review. I just absolutely love this figure, and based off of an original story and an original character and everything. So I just thought Mecha Workshop did a fantastic job with this piece. The articulation is amazing. I love having the die cast in here, the weapons and the interchangeable parts. I mean, it even has a pilot on the inside right over here, and that guy comes with his own weapons and his own display stand. Just a fantastic figure to have. He has a very nice prominent spot on my office desk, so yeah, I had to give a high ranking spot to Bellerophon. And the number 4 spot goes to the Avengers Age of Ultron Captain America from SH Figuarts. They did such a good job with this figure. I just really love the posability. I thought the paint apps came out really good. I just think it's a great looking Captain America. Just the same day of opening it, I was like, oh my god, this is definitely one of my favorite Captain America figures of all time. I say that as the head comes off, but you do get the interchangeable faces, you get interchangeable eyes. Like I said, the articulation is amazing. This did fall over one time and the little handle piece broke off, and yeah, they did do this incorrectly as to how it was in the movie, but still, it doesn't matter. It's so fun to pose and it just looks so cool that I had to give it a very high spot on my list. I love this figure. The 3 spot goes to Hot Toys Groot. I love this figure, man. This is what I wish I could see more from Hot Toys. This just feels like a very good action figure. It doesn't have the fragility of most Hot Toys, which I'm very happy with because it allows me to pose the figure around. It has some very good articulation. The paint sculpt is just out of this world. When I see this thing, I just see tons of details. Every time I look at it, it's like I see something new here, and just the overall look of the figure, it just captures my eye. Every time I look at my Hot Toys shelf, it just sticks out to me. I really love this figure a lot. Again, very fun to pose and equally as fun to look at. Without any regrets at all, this figure deserves a very high spot on my list. And the number 2 spot goes to the Spideys. Yeah, I cheated on my top 10 Marvel Legends of 2015, and I'm cheating once again on my top 10 action figures of 2015. I love both of these figures. They're both very similar to each other, along with the Spider-Man 2099 figure. But me growing up reading Spider-Man comics and growing up with the Clone Saga, I just had to put this at a very high spot, especially because I wanted the Scarlet Spider figure so bad. This Pizza Spider-Man figure actually impressed me a lot more than I thought it would. I didn't like that he didn't have the sculpted webbing and stuff, but I just couldn't stop posing the figure around. It just looks so good to put on display. Then having this version with this version, because they're clones of each other, it's just so good that they match together and everything. I've seen so many good pictures of both of these online too, so seeing other people play with these figures also made me want to put this really high up on the list. I have doubles of each of these. I have 2 copies of them, one for the review station so I could play with them, and then another set so I can have on display in the dork room. Anyway, I love Spider-Man. I love these Spider-Man figures. I had to give them number 2. Did you seriously not see this coming? Come on, man. You should know me better than that. Yeah, number 1 had to go to the Combiner Wars Devastator. Oh, I love this Devastator so much, man. And I know it's not everybody's favorite figure, but this is my favorite figure of the year. I just can't believe we got this monstrous Devastator at such a good price. There are some imperfections with it, as I'd mentioned in my review. Yeah, first off, the color green. I feel like it's a little too much on the light side, and it would have been nice to see some of those wheels painted out like how we got on the Warriors version that's coming from Takara. And I did see a video comparing all 3 Devastators, and really what we get with this retail version is a lot, man. I mean, there's really not too much more the other versions have to offer. That's just my opinion anyway. I'm very, very pleased with this figure. Just the sheer size of this thing. It has been in my bedroom, standing on my bookshelf, and I just love looking at this. I love posing it around. The articulation for a figure this size, it is incredible. If you guys follow me on Instagram, I got this guy guy in some very dynamic poses early on. Absolutely love this figure. Had to give it the #1 spot. Very that's my top 10 action figures of 2015. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was very difficult coming up with this list. So many good figures this year. I feel like we were very lucky with all the releases. You may or may not have noticed that I did not include any Hasbro Star Wars 6-inch Black Series figures. That's because I have a personal grudge against them removing all of the double jointed elbows from their figures. What the hell is up with that? But if I was going to put one in my top 20, I would include the Stormtrooper. Yeah, because I really like the First Order Stormtrooper a lot. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, please hit the like button. Check out reviews of any of these figures if you hadn't seen them already. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And I will have a written article talking about my top 10 figures over at Toy News Eye, so check that out. That'll be up very shortly. Link below. I'll catch you guys later.